Oh, you sell saunas?
Oh, did I just slip it? Oops,
It's okay. It's gonna be a little bit different today.
It's gonna be a little bit different today, and the goal of today's episode or video is we're gonna introduce ourselves to what PeakFlow is and also really get to document this Belcopia journey. So Nelson, my brother from another mother, many people think because we share the same last names, me and you are like twins. And
Okay.
as much as I wish I was handsome like you, please
Stop.
enlighten us. You're the owner of Belcopia, right?
Yes, I am.
And so let's just walk through to recap for the audience. You know, what were some of your, how did you get started? Let's just go with that. How did you get started?
How did I get started with e-commerce or entrepreneurship?
How did you get started with entrepreneurship?
Jeez. Okay. So I went to college and then I realized I'm terrible at math. So long story short, I dropped out and then I was Googling ways to make money online and I got into affiliate marketing. So I first started my entrepreneurial journey at affiliate marketing, but slowly transitioned that out into e-commerce because affiliate marketing was it was pretty hard when I was 21 years old because
How old are you now?
I'm 27,
Okay.
right? Imagine getting into being the coaching business because affiliate marketing is coaching business, right?
Right.
But you're 21. Like, I don't even know what I don't know. So how am I even able to coach other people on how to make whatever, how to make money, right? When you're just 21.
A lot of people,
I know there's a lot of people
a
that's
lot of people
like
do
that.
that though.
I know. I'm like now I'm 27. I look back at it. It's like, dude, I don't know how credible you are, right? Like it's almost like if it's 21-year-old getting into real estate. Like, dude, are you gonna buy a house from a 21-year-old, or are you going to buy a house from like a seasoned 40-year-old, or like someone who I don't know, had full grown beard or something?
Yeah.
So that affiliate marketing journey didn't really work, and then
But that's how you got started with the YouTube videos,
yeah,
right?
so it didn't completely flop.
It didn't flop because that's
didn't
how I
flop.
actually,
I know
that's how you stood out to me. And that's where I was like, yo,
I know. I look back at it, it's kind of
Nelson,
cringe.
we got the same last name.
I know. That's so funny. When you reached out to me, I was like, asking me about ClickFunnels.
I was asking you about ClickFunnels because I was trying to get started with my coaching and my course program.
That was when I just stepped out. I'm like, I don't really know how to tell you because I barely know what I don't know.
I thought
Right.
you were the expert because I was watching your videos.
Well, I guess the videos work to position me as an expert. But
That's how it is.
But deep down, like back then, like I felt like, man, I was putting up like this character that I wasn't. So, and you know that's not really sustainable if you don't actually believe in it, right?
Yeah.
But like fast forward to today, now I'm in like e-commerce and like I actually do this and like I got something under my belt now.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to just remake those videos even talk about those same topics that I did back then. But now it's like I feel like I have more substance. So it's not faking it now anymore. And now I'm in e-commerce because of you.
Yes, sir. Going into that e-commerce side, right?
Yeah.
What were some of the struggles that you first start off with when you first created the e-commerce store? Obviously, the struggles now is completely different than what you were facing back then. What were the initial, earlier struggles? Was it more of like you just didn't know what to do, you was lost, or you don't go from there?
Gotcha. Okay. The initial steps of doing e-commerce.
I'll tell you mine. Like I straight up was just trying to make money.
Right. Okay. I think I got it. It was the illusion of ads. I would say that's my struggle, right? Because I knew how to build websites because I did affiliate marketing before. Like I've created sales funnels, blogs, websites. I've done all that, right? I know how. I have a general idea, but in my head, my thought was like, okay, I need to spend money to get these ads. I need to spend money to get people onto my website, and like I had to focus on ads, but I didn't really know how to work the ads, which even today, I still don't know too much about the ads. I know a little bit, right? I know how to look at it and know what's good and what's bad, but like actually setting it up and like maintaining it to be peak value, that was my struggle for that, right?
What do you think most beginner dropshippers or even entrepreneurs face when they first start off? What's the hardest
Oh,
part? You think?
sheesh. As cliche as it sounds, I think it's the mental battle. And
Why you
The
say
ment-
that, Nelson?
because it's for me too. The mental battle is so real. It's like, oh man, if I knew all the headaches that was going to come with this journey, I don't know if I would have.
Oh.
But I wouldn't know that it would be this hard unless I actually like stepped into it, right? It's like the more you know, the less you know. It's kind of like that. And like the more I did it, the more I realized like, yo, this is hard. And most people drop out and then boom, like they just stop and then go back to the employee mindset, which is nothing wrong with it, but it kind of limits that ceiling of where you actually want to go compared to like if you just went full entrepreneurial and just stuck on it, right? Even if you did blow all your money, at least like if you're still in the game and you didn't throw up that white flag, those are all lessons. So yeah, it's the most important, I guess the hardest thing to like stay in business is actually keeping your mind right. And like that
Mindset's huge.
comes from mindset. And yeah, man, watch motivational videos. That help.
I don't know if you ever watched this one video from Sam Ovens. The YouTube title is How a Billionaire Thinks. So Sam Ovens
yeah?
actually went into and created a YouTube video. For those that don't know Sam Ovens, he's a very well-known YouTuber in like Facebook ads. Very smart,
Yes.
intelligent individual. And he broke down the mindset of a billionaire. And this, when I watched it, I was like, because what makes a billionaire, I always thought was the tactics. It's like knowing how to run ads and knowing how to like manage the business the inside out.
Yeah.
But it turns out that 80% of a billionaire's mind actually consists of the daily disciplines.
Oh,
It's like, you know, just staying in shape, consistency,
yeah.
like real, just consistent entrepreneurial stuff. And then the 20% is the tactics. So let's just say you're somebody that is very disciplined and you understand the landscape of
Right.
e-commerce. Then when you learn the ads, then it'll click a lot faster, right? Like if you understand like clicks, you understand consumer psychology, then it'll click for you. But if you just know the tactics itself, but you don't have consistency,
That core.
discipline, that core stuff, then that's also why some people don't make it. That was the lesson that I got away from the video.
Yes. Backtracking, I think you're right. That would be the most important.
I think that's
thing.
what most people start off struggling with.
Yeah, when I started, I didn't really have that much discipline, consistency, basically all of those core values that makes the millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was lacking. And ultimately, it cost me a lot of money because I was just spending my time and energy at the wrong direction. Yeah. So if I could just change my answer before, like that would be it. Getting your mind right. But like that's the cliche things. It's like when people watch these, like they want to know how to make money, right? They want to learn the
Okay, so
technical
let's get
things.
into the sauce now. Let's go into,
Okay.
all right, Belcopia. What is Belcopia? What is that brand? What do you sell? Most people in the dropshipping space don't even tell others what they sell. What do you sell, my brother?
All right. I mean, I don't really, I'll tell you guys everything, right? Like if you have a question, leave a comment, but I sell electric bikes and scooters. That's the main thing. Yeah, I have some skateboards, but like that's on the side. But mostly it's like if it has wheels, it's on
It's a deal.
Belcopia.
If it
It's
has
a deal.
wheels, it's a deal.
If it has wheels, it's a deal. Yeah. And yeah, when I first started, I was just like thinking of, man, I would just want to sell something online, right? But like luckily, I grew up, I love riding bikes. And I'm like, hey, why don't I just sell bikes? Because I know a little bit about it. So that's how I got into it. Like if you're getting into your niche right now, you should find something you like. And preferably if there's a market for it, that would be ideal.
I'm just gonna hold that thought real quick right there. That's exactly what you need to do in the very beginning steps. If you're trying to make money, you have to know your customer, right? You have to find an avatar to sell to. You guys find a market first and foremost. And then people go into like, oh, what market should I go to? Do you know what market I went to when I very first started?
I think you told me before, I think what is like rose teddy bears or something?
Beauty niche. I was trying to sell beauty, and then Roseberry was like part of it. But that just goes to show how money hungry I was just looking into. Because I know nothing about beauty. I don't know anything about mascara and eyeliner and stuff like that. But I was trying to go into it because I was just trying to make a quick buck. But now, after years, I've understood it's like, if you're trying to find market, if you're trying to find people to buy from you, you should understand that market a little bit.
Ideally. Yes.
Like, I go into a sauna every day. It's easier for me to sell saunas because I understand what makes a good sauna and what makes a bad sauna.
Oh, you sell saunas?
Oh, did I just slip it? Oops.
All right, only for the viewers.
Only for you guys. Anyways. Okay, Belcopia bike brand. If it has wheels, it's a deal.
Yeah. I want to document this journey.
You already started documenting this journey already.
I did, yeah. I made a video on my YouTube when I first passed my $10,000 in sales. I remember that day. It was near Christmas. Wait, I think it was like, it's almost Christmas. It's like a year ago.
Well, it's been a year.
It's almost been a year. Yeah. I remember, I just passed 10,000 and I wanted to create that video to document. So I guess this would be like my second episode to documenting it.
Yeah. We're gonna take Belcopia to the fucking moon, and we're gonna document that entire journey from the point of beginning where you first started all the way to the point of exiting, because that's our end goal. If you guys are wondering, oh, why are these guys just sharing their dropshipping stores, their niches? Right. Well, that's because I actually want to document this entire journey of growing Belcopia, bringing it to extreme heights, and then actually exiting, documenting this whole journey and giving it to you guys so that you guys can see that it's freaking possible. And it really is.
It is, though. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I thought you were going to continue saying something.
Yeah, I lost my train of thoughts, man. I lost my train of thought.
That's okay, because let's talk about some... I feel like we talked a lot about Belcopia already. We talked about some struggles, right? Why do you think Belcopia is going to go the way we want it to? Or like what... You were talking about mental, right?
Right.
Let's talk about where your mental space is at with Belcopia. What do you think are the strengths, the weaknesses, and ultimately what we're going to do later to finish and top down today's video.
Okay. So, man. So, why do I think it's going to go the way I go? Well, first of all,
that's a bad question, right?
Yeah, it's a... How do I know? Man. I would say like, okay, well, we're taking the ads in a different direction now. If we're talking about the technical aspect of the whole thing, it would be, we're trying a new ad strategy. So that's that. 2, it's Q4, so I'm planning to like just scale it all the way up, and yeah, man. I don't want to like put any bold claim that it's going to go bananas, right? Ideally, yes, but man,
I'll tell you why it's gonna go bananas. There's 2 things that I was able to extract from the 14 letters, shareholder letters to Bezos. I actually picked up a book for once. Fun fact about me, when I was younger, high school, college, middle school, I never read or completed like one book ever. But I started reading because I'm actually seeking knowledge to continue growing a business. There are 2 things that you need to grow the business. Number 1, you have to obsess over the customer. We're obsessing over the customer because we're going to target exactly a specific niche. We're not going to tell the niche right now. If you guys want to learn more, we'll reveal it in our private Facebook group.
Yeah.
Obsess over the customer, so identify who they are, and continuing innovating the customer's buying journey. So how are we doing that? Well, most people in the high ticket dropshipping space actually use live chat and 1-800 numbers, right? If you go into a dropshipping store, especially a high ticket dropshipping store, most likely they're gonna have live chat and they're gonna have a 1-800 number for you to call and talk with a sales rep to get the item that you're looking for. In this case, it's bikes.
That's important.
What's gonna make us stand out, our exact competitive edge, is the sales process. Because ads, a lot of people in the high ticket dropshipping space understand ads. Some do and some don't, but the ads in itself is just one part. The biggest lesson that I learned after like 5 years of doing e-commerce is that other than ads, there's a sales process before you convert a lead, which is somebody that's interested in your product, into a paying customer. Right. There's actually a process in that. So if you're just expecting to just run ads to a Shopify store, which was my exact mindset in the very beginning, well then you might get some sales, but if we're talking about hitting the e-com store to the fucking moon, you're gonna have to incorporate a sales process. We're gonna have to have a sales team. We have to have operation flow, financials, accounting management, all of which I'm gonna go and make sure Nelson, takes care of it all. So
that's true. Well, I almost forgot about the sales process when you asked me why we're gonna take to the moon. Yeah, it's because we're incorporating
Nelson forgot it because we're pretty much incorporating my sales team.
This is not scripted, okay? Like we didn't plan this.
We wasn't planning, but we want to keep it real and authentic with you guys. Yeah. Nelson is gonna kill it with Belcopia. Long story short, and we're gonna document this entire process.
Like I think, like even though I've started a year or two ago, I can't remember. I think it's almost 2 years since I've started. It's things have changed. Like the sales process definitely has changed, and like plus I have you to help me look over it because you're more experienced than me, and like now that like we're starting to get some traction for PeakFlow. I'm still learning as I go, like I lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're gonna aim to exit it. We're gonna play. As you guys can see, this is very unscripted.
It's not, but that's so funny.
We're gonna go and call some suppliers, but right before we go into that segue, any questions you feel like the viewer might have or you've come across when it comes to high ticket dropshipping, something that I might overlook because I've just been doing it for so long.
Right.
Ask it all the way right now before we segue into the next part.
Like ask some questions of
Well, what do you think some questions viewers
would think? I would say like, I guess, you know what? The biggest question that I think they have on their mind right now is how much does it take to start all this thing up that we're doing?
That's a great question.
I think, yeah.
That's a great question.
How much realistically would it, right? Like, sure, we're talking, like now that our stores are running, it's been a while since we started it up. Like, how much money does it actually take? Because I don't know, man. Like, that's what people are thinking. I would think like, if you have 3,000 will be enough to like get the boat sailing. Mm-hmm. How much do you think, if you were to put like a number on it?
So when I first started off, I spent a lot of money just learning. So for me, this question cost me like hundreds of thousands of dollars because of this trial and error.
Right.
Now, if it's a newcomer trying to get into dropshipping that interacts with me, realistically, all you need will be $2,000 to $3,000, and you're more than enough because majority of that money is going straight into ads. If you're more conservative, meaning you don't have that type of money, then I would say $500 would be the bare minimum, and I'll show you exactly why I break it down. For $500, right? Where is that even money going to? It's going to be $500 plus $100 monthly for the apps. Out of that 500,
Oh, yeah.
you would spend probably 1 to 200 on legal, like getting your business entity created, just your LLC. That is just a one-time type of purchase, but
Right.
that requires money. The second thing that is probably going to be most of the 500 is going to be the Shopify theme. You need a premium theme, right? So that plus your legal fees is all you need to get started with the store. After that, it's really just apps and any additional software you choose. But that's really
That's the bare minimum.
that's the bare minimum. That's all you really need. Now, if we're
Yes.
going into the two,
It's gonna be really hard. Like if you're thinking like you could do this with $500, it's bare
it's
minimum.
possible.
It's possible, but it's I would say realistically it's really hard.
it's
for
possible. I'll
500.
tell you why. Because once you have the website up and running, you call suppliers, you close them, you actually get access to their catalog. So now every sale, you actually might make money, right? Then the question is just going to be into how do you get traffic? Where do you get people to come by? In our case, we use paid acquisition. We
Yeah.
pay to get traffic to come on. However, if you're starting off and you don't have that money, then you have to go with the free route. All right? Look, in business, you're either going to spend your time on it or you're going to spend your money on it. So if you don't have the money to spend, then be prepared to write blog articles, post on social media. Like, you're going to have to sacrifice your time. I mean, if you think you're just going to create a six-figure business, $500, you do no work. I mean, where are we living at? Let's be realistic
Yeah.
with ourselves, right? If you have some money, some extra capital, and you don't want to do the posting, you don't want to do the writing, then yeah, go ahead and pay money for ads. And then from then on, you have to make sure that each dollar is allocated correctly. And we'll make another video on the exact advertising strategy that we use to bring my stores to over $100,000 every single month, right? A hyper-targeted advertising strategy so that each dollar, each penny goes into exactly precisely where we want. Then we know that the clicks that come in, those are good warm purchase intent. You have the sales system, which is our live chat that connects with SMS so that we could connect and talk to a client. You could actually start with 500 if you do it right. But I could say that because I've spent all the money to learn it. So of course I'm confident I could do it.
Yeah.
Most people coming in and trying to learn dropshipping, there's something called ignorance debt. You ever heard of that before?
Ignorance debt. Okay, I could guess what it is, but yeah, you could tell us.
Is basically the cost of you paying for what you don't know.
Okay.
You just don't know what you don't know sometimes. I don't know what I don't know sometimes, right?
That's gonna cost you.
And it costs you. I didn't know how to do dropshipping. I didn't know how to take a dropshipping. I didn't know fulfillment, marketing. I didn't know any of that. That's why it took me like 5 years, trial and error, to go there, to get to this point where I now know. But for like somebody new coming in, you just don't know what you don't know sometimes. That's the name of the game.
You think they're gonna have to like go through that as well?
Everybody goes through their own journey, and
Go
everybody
through that
has
ring
their
of
story.
fire.
Everybody has their own journey, and
I'll tell you right
story.
now, I went through it with the affiliate marketing route. That's where my ring of fire was. Yeah, but to the like viewers that's watching and they're trying to start right now, I think they're gonna go through it. Like realistically, it's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna cost more than you expect.
Everyone will have their own storyline, or you should have your own storyline of ups and downs. What makes it different is going to be the mentors that you encounter.
Yes.
Because a lot of mentors will have stories and lessons that if they tell you, you won't have to go through those same fires, and that might save you years and save you a lot of money just by listening and understanding their mistakes. That's really important.
Yes. I think you're right, but I think there are certain things that you just have to go through yourself. It's like you're gonna have to like touch that burning stove, and you get burnt, then you're never gonna touch it again, right? I think. Well, for me, I can only speak for myself. Like I when I started, I've seen all these YouTube e-commerce coaches, affiliate marketing coaches telling me all these tips and tricks. But I didn't really actually learn until I got into debt. That's when you learn.
I know, right?
It sucks. I think Everybody goes through it, man. That's the ring of fire. We could say all of these tips and tricks. They're gonna be like, the viewer's gonna be like, yeah, but
Sure.
they're not gonna do it until they get into depth and then realize, oh, that's what they were talking about. and then you start climbing up. So like if it was like a line, your journey is probably like and then slowly go up.
That's how it is.
I think that's just entrepreneurship.
That's entrepreneurship.
Right? It's not just e-commerce or any making money online. Every entrepreneur is going to agree with me, and I know they will.
Many people think entrepreneur is blue skies and sunshine, but what entrepreneurship really is uncertainty, never-ending abyss of doubts.
It is.
Mental stability, mental fortitude.
It's definitely a mental battle.
You ever seen Rocky, the movie?
I only watched like that one scene of him like
It's the
jogging.
Rocky cutscene. It's that scene.
Eye of the Tiger. Like I didn't watch the full movie, but like
that
him jogging up
scene-
the stairs.
Exactly.
That's the one I know.
But real entrepreneurship is that scene without the music and without people cheering for you.
Oh yeah.
Until you get to the top. Until you get to become
yeah.
somebody. That's how you just explain it. And that Rocky cutscene could last for a week. It could last.
It's not gonna last a week. I'll tell you, it's not gonna last a week. Don't tell them.
But it'll last maybe a year. Sometimes it lasts 5 years. For Jeff Bezos, it lasted 10 years. Amazon was barely making profits, or it wasn't doing that well for 10 years, right? That's how you put into perspective. Everybody's gonna get that Rocky cutscene, and then what you come out from that scene, man, that's the real blessing.
Yeah, we're all gonna go through it, man.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get it from watching an infinite amount of videos. You're just gonna have to go and fall on your face for a few times, and then you start going up.
But the best thing you could do is when you fall, you're with a network of other wolves, of people that also fall too, but we help each other get up.
That's important.
That's, I think, so important. Your network.
Meet your peers.
Network. Yeah.
People that's on the same mission as you.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, PeakFlow actually exists, right? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a community of like-minded entrepreneurs that's focused on high-ticket drop shipping. And like even if one of them fails, well, there's like a bunch of them that's going to like uplift that person back on track. And vice versa. If like one person failed over here, one person failed over there, just go back in the same community, share your stories, and then like work together. Your peers actually make a big difference. It's not even about like the things that like they can lend you money or like help you do this and that. It's more like about like the idea that someone is next to you.
The camaraderie.
Yeah, that is what keeps someone going. And for me, when I started, like I didn't really know any entrepreneurs. So like for me, when I started, I didn't really have any entrepreneur friends, right? Probably like you were one of the first few. So where do I get this camaraderie from? I literally just I go to Facebook groups. I join Facebook groups and like Telegram groups, finding it online. And yeah, man, there's a lot of lonely nights, man. There are nights I stay up the whole night until 5 or 6, just working on like preparing a webinar or like just doing sales copies, like writing sales pages and like writing email swipes. Like now you have AI to do all that. But when I started, like when I was 21 and 22, dude, I was literally like working at Buy a Bar and then I go home and I fucking work another few hours and then I sleep, wake up. Yeah, dude, during COVID, that was my life. I was just working on Millionaire Pod. Yeah. So if you can, join a group. It's gonna make a big difference in your lonely nights. Because it's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure you had a lot of lonely nights, just you over here, just working on yourself.
I don't want to sound like...
Just say it.
Like weird, not that's not the weird, that's not the word, but like I've gotten used to that like feeling almost.
Yeah, now.
Bro, nobody's gonna look at the ads for you. Like somebody will help you, but nobody's gonna care about your business more than you. Nobody's gonna, stay with you through those long nights and really make sure that copy is good, make sure the ads is good the way you want it to.
It's just you,
I've just
man.
gotten used to being that backbone of just like, okay, it's all on me. So therefore, it must be as perfect as I can make it be.
I know. That's the cost of entrepreneurship, man. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of pressure. I would say that. There's a lot of pressure that's self-inflicted. We put the pressure on ourselves because no one's going to keep us disciplined, right? We're our own boss. It's good and bad. No one's going to push you. No one's going to tell you to do this and that.
I like it. Like,
okay, yeah.
I think it's fair.
Like, if you're cut for that, nice. But not everyone's cut for that. Yeah, and that's why there's 1%, 99%. And I'm not planning to stay in 99%.
Hell no.
I was born there, but I'm
Same
not
here.
dying there. That's
For
how I see
damn
it.
sure.
Yeah. One way or the other, man. Just one way or the other. We're probably going to be filming these quite often just to like, if we hit another sales milestone, come back here, share with you guys. I don't know if this is going to be public or is it going to be strictly for the community. But if you're watching this, you know what PeakFlow is. Hopefully you're in our community. If you're not, there is a link in the description and you know what to do because I'm pretty sure you guys watch a lot of YouTube videos. Everything's in the description. You can see all the information down there. And yeah, glad to have an extra entrepreneur into our Facebook group.
For me, I just want to conclude today's video by saying thank you for watching. Thank you for giving both of us your sacred time. And if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Marcus Lam. I started off training with Shaolin monks when I was a kid. And I learned lots of tactics or just different frameworks to look at life that shaped who I am as a business owner today, right? And I went through a lot of ups and downs. In fact, I actually made millions of dollars scaling a product, and then I lost it all, went to huge debt, and I had to figure something out. So throughout that process, it has taught me mental fortitude. It has taught me how to be a strong person. Also taught me to just be humble with everything. And so my duty now with PeakFlow, my goal is to honestly just try to not let that millions of dollars go to waste of lessons, because I could actually shortcut somebody's success now. You might be wondering, oh, if you're doing so good with the business, why are you sharing with others? Actually, PeakFlow is an ecosystem. It's a spider web. So there's actually multiple businesses around it. And part of my goal, part of my job is to inspire and nurture the next generation of high-ticket dropshippers, because we're actually destroying the industry. We're killing it in our own way. We're delivering good customer support. We're actually solving a problem in the market that other dropshippers can't. And now my goal is to help inspire others and bring you along the way. You guys don't have to go through the thousands of dollars of debts, the long, cold, sleepless nights, and just all of that anxiety. You can shortcut it. You're still gonna have that ring of fire like we talked about. But certainly surround yourself with people that are like-minded. Surround yourself with people that have been where you're at. And from here on, all I could say is don't get into analysis paralysis. Take action. That's the first thing. Even if it's not high-ticket dropshipping, take action. Everybody has that fire when they were in a kid. That's what makes being a kid so inspiring. We had hopes and dreams. And part of growing up is like we lose that. Society and other people just shun that down. And your job is to keep that fire going. My job is to help you ignite it and continue prospering. And with that being said, I hope you guys all have an amazing day. Until next time, we'll talk soon.